I should have gotten cider. Oh well, it's entirely on me. Maybe
Hello, back to Rana. My name is Beast. Today we're back with Grisaia. I actually have to say the intro if I am to say something else. I'm about to horrify people because this is a glass with a little bit of Southern Comfort. Let me try it like this. Just Southern Comfort on its own? Nah. Now let's add Coca-Cola to it. My mother would crucify me. Better. Still, I'll be honest, I bought the Southern Comfort because I just felt like, oh hey, it's cheaper to Jack Daniels, so let's just go with that. It's not just whiskey liquor. It's different. I made a mistake. Like, I even was looking at, like, should I get the Southern Comfort or the one next to it, which is, like, the same percentage as Jack Daniels. This one is 5% less. But also cheaper than the Southern Comfort. And I was like, you know what? I know Southern Comfort just because my mother likes to drink it every now and again. Very, very rarely. And so I know at least someone that can give their seal of approval, so I'm gonna go with that. No, notice it was like not just whiskey, but whiskey liquor. Anyways, right. Let's fucking reject Dominic.
Press on.
Make her have to deal with the guilt and depression of having to survive the forest
Being the
for the rest of her fucking life. That's completely idiotic. If I get caught up in Amina's nonsense and let her coax me to kissing her, it's all too obvious that the reparations she'll exact in the aftermath will leave me in staggering debt. As Amina waits patiently, her eyes closed and lips puckered like an actress in a lipstick commercial, I reach out and give her a full-force flick to the forehead. Moron! Did you really think I, of all people, would fall for such a blatant trap?
一瞬迷ったくせに参ったなマジかよとか思いつつちょっとくらいいいかキスしちゃおっかなとか思ったくせに
You're the one who said you'd be satisfied playing my big sister, you know? Sister don't pester their little brothers for a kiss on the mouth.
じゃあいないって言い切れるの
She knows.
Well, yeah. I guess that's probably a few out there. But that's a seriously rare case!
ねえユージお姉ちゃんとキスしよっかしてみたいでしょもうしちゃいなさいよ
Don't start playing some incoherent character from an incest-themed porno. You're just trying to push this through by force.
なんだよもうユージの育児なし
Ugh. In my line of work, what you scared is a phrase you don't want to hear under any circumstances. No matter what unreasonable, reckless action you're being encouraged to take, the instant that question gets voiced, you have to spit out, hell no, and instantly leap into action. If you back down in the face of a taunt like that, your reputation among the group will plummet irretrievably. But we can't forget about the wonderful concept of tactical withdrawal, a dignified retreat when the situation calls for it. There's no act of cowardice. This is just such a case. Anyway, it's late. Head to your own room already.
何よ都合が悪くなると追い返そうってのこれだから男ってやつは
Don't you start with men are so. I'm gonna start with women are so, and we don't want to get cancelled up in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful to you for the meal and sewing and everything else, to the extent that I can't really express it in words. But this isn't the same as a romantic relationship. You're an adult woman. I think you can grasp the distinction yourself, right?
少し焦りすぎたかうかつだったわもう少し外堀を埋めてから本丸に攻め込むべきだったわね
What?
まあいいわ今日のところは帰るよ食べ終わったお皿は流しの桶の中に入れておいて明日まとめて洗うから
I can take care of my own dishes.
何よ、私の仕事を奪う気？私はユージの仕事に何も文句を言わないんだから、あんたも私の仕事に文句言わないの。いい？
What a tyrant.
まったく、こんな都合のいい女なんて他にはいないんだからね。感謝しろとは言わないけど、あんまり雑に扱わないのよ。いい？
I got it.
わかればよろしい。じゃ
She
あ
says
私行くね。
convenient women like her don't grow on trees, but she certainly makes wood.
I was thinking that. I thought you were about to mention that she did come from the woods.
Oh.
And I don't mean that like as in the woods meme joke. We're not Farfa here. Hold on. This screams for a test. Hold on. Do you understand this set of memes? Hold on, let me grab more. Let's go for 5 of them. Let's go for 5 of them.
Here
There
goes,
we
ladies and
go.
gents.
That's the 5 of them.
More strange memes.
Do you understand the memes?
Vaguely.
Let me do it. The most important one, do you understand the third meme?
What, the one with the bishop's mitre and things?
Pope the baby.
Okay.
That's like a meme in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It's just because like the first thing that every dinosaur deck does is just pop the baby.
Right.
That's what the fifth one is about, because that is essentially he can destroy a level 4 lore dinosaur monster to search for something, if I remember correctly. I don't even remember. I'm not even entirely sure. But the baby Ceratosaurus searches when it is destroyed as well. So like the main strategy of having baby Ceratosaurus just, you know, pipe bomb the baby. And hence why Pop the Baby is just the biggest fucking meme, and I love every goddamn second of it. In fact, there's like one that was literally in like the last Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel meme review. Hold on. Master Duel meta. Oh wait, no, that's an old one. I need the newest one. Where one of them doesn't actually involve Labyrinth of the Silver Castle, which is, like I said, the white-haired demon girl that I sent you.
Yeah.
There we go, there's the newest one. Specifically, the meme was made 100% to just assassinate Farfa, who is a Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube content creator that very frequently just like looks that every week looks through the meme review and judges it essentially.
Oh.
Yeah, and his weakness for some reason when it comes to meme is just pop the baby, racist kit, and like just random Spanish in a card.
What?
Yeah, for some reason that just kills him. Yes, and specifically on the meme, it's just this fucking lovely lady, like lovely labyrinth of the Silver Castle, just has an effect where it can destroy a card in the opponent's hand. But hey, surprise! She popped the baby, and the baby is in Spanish for some reason.
That particular facet was never fully explained.
The pop the baby one?
Yeah.
Like I said, the card, aka the baby, has an effect where it searches a dinosaur monster when it is destroyed. So, by card effect. Or overall even, I think. So, literally the main strategy of a dinosaur deck is just pop the baby.
Oh well.
Funnily enough, during the meme review video with this specific image, because this specific image, the original, was already in last week's, like in the meme review of the week before. It's just because like it's supposed to be Yubel in the background because Yubel also benefits from being destroyed, and the new support for Yubel and Master Duel makes it so like a shit ton of people are playing Yubel, and someone just took it and put Baby Ceratosaurus over Yubel. And Farfa was like, oh, come on, we've literally saw this meme last fucking week. He scrolls down a bit more, and he immediately starts fucking laughing uncontrollably the moment he realizes it's Baby Ceratosaurus. I cannot blame him, for I laughed as well. Yeah, night.
So standard.
The girl seems to feel some pathological need to force her way into my life. But the way Ominous suddenly shows up and starts doing the housework without being asked, and we got hopping mad over something, preach at me for a while, and then vanish as quickly as she came. It inspires a definite sense of deja vu, specifically her fierce pushiness and burning desire to take care of others reminds me strongly of JB. If I'm comparing her to JB, who's been something like family since I was a kid, I clearly don't dislike Amina. Honestly, I enjoy her company. But it's also undeniable that I have a hard time seeing her as a love interest. How can I put this? Well, like I said, she feels more like family. Something like something like my older sister was to me when she was still alive. Something like my master. Something like JB. Amina's become someone I care about in that way. And that's exactly why I can't thoughtlessly take advantage of her. I don't want to end up making her cry. Those are my honest feelings right now. As I return to the first floor after my bath, I spot Sachi walking towards the front door. She's in full maid uniform, but her hands are empty. Someone just feels vaguely unsatisfactory. Probably proof that I've never gotten accustomed to the way things work around here. Yo, Sachi.
Ah, konpanpa, Kasami-san.
seeing this makes me realize I got it wrong. It's Sachi's choice next.
Okay, so we don't have to skip over Michiru. Yeah, as some of you may have noticed, we did not even mention this at the start of the part, but isn't here. Something came up and he is not available. He has been turtled into next week. Literally, possibly, because I assume he's gonna be back next week. And so when I asked him to oh right, so Michiru Sachi next. For some reason, I just singled out those two. I don't know why I didn't even give Yumiko as an option, and he didn't respond. I was like, oh okay, well, guess I'll ask Cactus, and the man literally just stood there like, I only see one option. It should be obvious which option, considering it's Cactus. I realize some of y'all only know Cactus from the thumbnails. He very much likes Sachi. She is on his best girl PNG, which is a wall where he edited every single one of his best girls onto. Ururu and Sarano are on there. Sorry, my bad. Well, there's one thing I'm not sure I'll ever get used to. Sachi's ability to do absolutely bizarre things while keeping this is perfectly normal while you ask expression on her face is really something. So, just curious, but is talking like a dyslexic with a Russian accent some sort of fad these days? Or maybe this is some sort of code?
多分どちらも使うと思いますよ。
You know, this would have actually made sense if she said believe instead of bepeeve. Which would lead... Yeah, fucking course. Just as a new theory begins to take shape in my mind, Machina pops out from between Sachi's legs. Oh, what's she doing in there? I should probably mention, by the way, that yesterday, even though I didn't record due to work being a thing, you know, I just randomly decided to just sit in on fucking Atlas's recording. Me and Ate are on the same fucking wavelength. Like the entire recording was just Atlas suffering as me and Ate essentially had a fucking one-on-one fight to see who could let out the most down bad lines towards the characters.
If it was Cheesery, you'd win.
I mean, there's still Hooray and Sugar Style.
That's true.
Okay, best girl. Okay.
I'm not going to contest that even for a minute.
Exactly. Atlas contested it because he thinks it's Ichika. I disagree. Ichika's good, but not that good.
Boring. Everyone selects her.
Since when were you a bloodthirsty boxer? As I look on in sad bemusement, Machina pulls Sachi's skirt back and forth, noisily rustling the fabric. Sachi's calm toleration of this action reflects her trust in Machina, or at least I really want to believe it does. Alright, so why is Sachi talking in that bizarre way? Extreme typo.
言葉の濁点をカットして、ハ行は半濁点で喋るっていう大人の遊び。ぷはーって。
Didn't even show me what game they were playing.
Yeah.
Machina mimes pulling a cigarette from her lips and proudly blows out the imaginary fumes. Apparently she equates adult with smoking.
She's not met us, has she?
Sip. The match resists commenting on the following Machina's deranged explanation to roll merrily onward.
しかも今なら字は地に言い換える特別萌えルール付きだからお兄ちゃんも混ざって一緒に 3P するのよさ。
At least say 3-player match or something. Well, knowing this girl, the innuendo was probably more reflexive than anything else. Also, if you're looking to recruit another player, why didn't you just invite Amane?
今のアマネにはご飯の用意っていう大事な任務があるのよ。
Ha. Come to think of it, I guess it is about that time of day. And that's why you dragged Sachi into this instead.
サッチンはマネーロンダリングの済んだ裏金のように綺麗な心を持っているから快く相手してくれるし。
Tell me, Sachi. What do you think of the games Makina comes up with?
マキちゃんの遊びは悪く言うと珍妙。よく言って奇抜ですから、いろいろ勉強になります。
微妙な判定が出ちゃったのだけど、お兄ちゃんも一緒に遊んでくれる？
Much to my regret, I'm unable to play extreme typos for religious reasons.
それは嘘なのよ。
This syntax is sin.
Why do you say that?
それはこれからサッチンが説明するのよさ。
Makina gives Sachi his back a vigorous thump, prompting her to take a step forward.
かさみさんか先ぽとパツケンしたとき、視線かピタリに泳いでいました。ピトか嘘をつくときの典型的な特徴です。
It seems this combination is more dangerous than one might expect. Okay then, give me a demonstration first.
了解なのよさ。
As soon as those energetic words leave Makina's mouth, the two of them turn to face each other, assuming a conversational posture.
サッチン。
ウェース。
そういえばサッチン、昨日の夜パ何食べた？
明太子のパスタとシーサーサラダかな。
なに？貴様、日本橋に勤めてるおしゃれな OL 一人か。ペラポーメー。
じゃあマキちゃんぱ昨日何してた？
ファイナルジオグラフィックチャンネルでガラパゴス諸島の特集見てた。
マキちゃんぱテレビ大好きだもんね。
と、こんな感じなのよさ。
I crave death.
I wish somebody would send her to the Galapagos Islands as the apex predator. Or as
See.
food.
Keeping track of all those rules seems like it would be surprisingly difficult.
本当なら相手が舌を「うえ」って噛みそうな言葉を狙って会話するのがミソなのよ。
And depending on how skillful you are at rephrasing things, you might be able to come up with sentences that don't use many of the letters at all.
はい、意外に奥が深いです。
Or alternatively, tell them to play the game in Welsh.
Fuck. Alright, we're speaking German now.
No, Welsh. It'd be even funnier because a lot of it is nonsense. I mean, let's face it. How are they going to make it work with Llanfef Pichwingil Guggerequempuquit Lentaslia Gogogoch?
I have no idea what the fuck you just said, anyways.
Place at Anglesey, longest station name in the country.
And there's also some sentences like that one where nearly every word has to be altered.
でもパコスとタコスって似てるよね。
Where's that coming from all of a sudden?
昨日テレビを見てた時に思ったのだけど、思い出したらメキシカンなあいつにむしゃぶりつきたくなってきて。
Okay, so why don't you go ask Amane if she can add tacos to tonight's menu?
さすがお兄ちゃん、早速そうしてみるのよさ。
Within seconds, Makina's slippers are squeaking furiously up the stairs to the second floor, all else forgotten in pursuit of a prize. Little puddles of drool marked the path she followed. Gotta say, it really does resemble a hyperactive 10-year-old at times. And to turn back, Sachi hasn't budged an inch. In fact, she's staring at me intently. Sachi, don't you need to start dinner yourself?
はい、下準備パ終わってますし、今日はおビールを遅めに食べたので。
What's more, she's still observing the rules of the game. And now that I look closely, I kinda get the feeling there's some like expectation burning in her eyes. Alright then, wanna try this extreme typos with me?
かさみさんならそう言っていただけると思ってました。
Seems my gut feeling was correct on this one. Sachi responds eagerly. As I'm a student now, wasting a lot of time on this sort of pointless nonsense seems vaguely appropriate, but I don't want a reputation as a sort of goofy twit who enjoys this sort of game on its own for its own sake.
Twit.
Alright, let's talk details first. Bring it back to normal for now.
わかりました。
Her tone betraying a hint of regret, Sachi closed her eyes for a moment, probably consciously deactivating her extreme typo mode. The thing is, this game doesn't really seem to have a set ending. Let's make it into a match. First person to slip up loses.
何かルールのようなものはありますか？
Let's see. No climbing up or entirely or ignoring your opponent's requests. That should be enough.
それに罰ゲームがつくということですね。望むところです。
I hadn't thought about that part, but well, I guess that'll encourage us to take the match a little more seriously.
はい、面白さ 120% アップです。
She's seriously fired up about this. Well, if I win, I guess I'll ask you to take care of my laundry or something.
その時は洗濯奴隷と呼んでください。
The puzzle.
That
princess
second
over
word
here.
does not mean lackey.
That word, I do not think you know what it means, but say it means.
That's not really what I said. Anyways, what do you want to do if you win, Sachi?
私の方は勝った時に話すということでもいいでしょうか。
If I'm gonna meet you to ask me this kind of blank check, going along with it would be far too risky. But I'm pretty confident Sachi's not gonna demand anything too outrageous. That's alright by me.
ありがとうございます。では勝負ですね。
So I begin my bizarre verbal duel with Sachi. I could even think.
こんぱんぱ。
So how are things going with you, Pate P?
スコプル好調です。
On second thought, you will need that southern comfort.
Good to hear. Considering the way Sachi kept up this game perfectly right until the moment I asked him to stop winning this match, probably won't be easy. By the way, can you name that Damus Sichuan steamed potato dish with the sesame salt? I think I said that right.
It'll do. It'll
サイ
serve.
パンチですね。
Okay, then how about the pock-sized anthropoid designated as a dangerous animap on the Japanese paw?
チンパンチです。
Name an unconventional trip ride that uses the epastit dorte or the rubber to point a passenger upward.
客パンチでしょうか。
I thought Tatapupt would be pretty tricky to pronounce, maybe leading to a stumble and the easier second word. But she brushes off this cowboy tag as easily as the rest.
それより今日パー少し寒いですよね。
Yeah, there's a thip in the air.
時にかさみさんパススキ目に属する魚手雷魚とも呼ばれている深海魚を知っていますか？
Addition thips.
なんたか空を飛びそうな感じになっています。
There are various people across the world saying it didn't. Fish and chips didn't sound appetizing to begin with.
I mean-
My only answer to that is eat a dick.
I was about to say, I mean, it doesn't look appetizing.
Have you actually tried any?
No, however, I have eaten fried fish before. Like, in like a fucking...
As in battered fish.
Battered fish. And I've eaten fries before.
Yeah.
So...
Put them together, douse it in lemon, have some bread and butter to hand. Fantastic.
No,
and
keep
serve
that
it on
fuck-
Fridays.
Keep that butter away from it. I'm gonna just eat it like that, or maybe
No.
like a little spritz of fucking lemon.
Yeah, lemon on the fish, obviously, but yeah, bread and butter to one side as well.
Have you ever eaten fish with beer batter?
Yes, it's lovely,
Very
isn't
good,
it?
yes. Yes, very good. Tant Arku with you on that one.
I've even had beer battered chips, but they
Damn.
can be exactly like the world on fire.
Damn, usually watch out. Usually watch out. They're fucking. or the fucking. What's his name? Fuck, forgot. Samurai Chak is gonna come storming through the door. You mentioned Arku.
テパ
And undo
近
the
年二
future
酸化
that
炭
is
素の
Arku.
放出火球によって地球温暖化に影響を与えていると言われているノーポーパ、なんと言いますか？
Spash and burn acrytopter.
さすが風見さんです。ピッカケモン隊にもピッかかってくれませんでした。
That was a trap. Question sounded 10 times more tipped to say than the answer. Next, Sachi draws near and holds out a small slip of paper towards me.
風見さんパお強いので奥の手を使わせていただきます。
Oh.
From Tard.
I accept a scrap of paper, then unfold it to find a few lines of neat text scribbled across the interior. Taguchi-chan, who utilizes slash and burn agriculture, stuffs her cheeks with the bang bang chicken and fish and chips while riding the catapult bungee. The hap is this.
月パ、その文章を読んでもらえますか？
So that's your game, isn't it? In a Smash, there's no set rules limiting the means by which you can influence your opponent's response. Sachi cannily spotted this loophole and identified it as the surest path to victory. Very vet. Gently shut my eyes and draw the muscles around my solar plexus taut. Carefully perceiving the flow of energy now surging through my body, I direct the current of force into a swirling whirlpool, terminating in a single point at the core of my body. Once, twice, 3 times. And in the next instant, I unleashed that power like a coiled spring. Takuthi-san, who utilizes spash and burn acrytopter, studs her teeth with a bang bang thitken and dish and theps wipe redink the tatapupt bungee.
今、客パンチって言えてませんでしたよね。
So the match ended all too quickly in my ignominious defeat. I know it's just a game, but losing to you is honestly pretty frustrating. Well, it just be lame to take a match like this seriously, especially since I was playing against the younger female classmates. Maybe I let her win. Or so I attempt to console myself without much success.
マキちゃんにパ聞かなかった奥の手か。風見さんにパ通用しました。
Okay, first of all, can you go back to normal now?
そうでした。
Must say, though, I wasn't expecting you to be that good, class rep.
ごちそうです。
Excuse me, what?
ごちそうです。
What the fuck?
It sounds constipated there, to be honest.
A bit. No, it wasn't. Why are you spouting sports cliches all of a sudden? For some reason, she's acting shy about it.
勝負ごとに勝った時はこうやって賛辞を受けるのでは？
Only if you're a professional athlete with muscles where your brain should be.
そうだったんですか。私、風見さんのおかげでまた一つ賢くなりました。
Not that I hadn't noticed before, but Sachi's knowledge of the world is decidedly warped in many areas. So, what's my punishment for losing?
それについてなのですが。
Sachi's words trail off hesitantly halfway through the sentence. What's wrong? Haven't you made up your mind yet?
いえ、そういうわけではないのですが。
Then spit it out already.
That's such a slender face.
Slightly.
では、風見さんに勝った私のことを褒めてもらってもいいでしょうか。
Huh? Unable to comprehend Sachi's bizarrely simplistic request, I answer with an incredulous grunt.
やっぱりダメでしょうか。
Before I decide, I'd really like to hear why you chose that of all things.
それは 風見さんに褒めてほしいと思ったからです。
Yeah, and I'm asking you why.
これは自分でもどうしてなのかわからないのですが、風見さんに褒めてもらえると胃の上のあたりが暖かくなるんです。
Oh.
Oh no, he pets her on the head, instant ovulation.
You laugh, but
Would not be too surprising, considering her.
yeah,
A bit more.
praise kink. Anyway, probably one of the more healthy kinks out there.
Yeah. Also one that I cannot say I haven't encountered in people before.
Really?
Yes. I meet weird people.
Don't worry. In university where I went to, there was a fetish society.
I don't know why, but that just reminds you like a picture I saw on like, I think it was fucking Twitter a few days ago. It's just like fucking like small little like pretzel sticks, but they're in the shape of bones. And someone posted with like, oh, you know, just pretzel bones, you know, as a treat for a good pet. And just like the insinuation was very obvious, like just like the person posting it just like, give me those. I am the good pet. Give me those. Like it was very fucking obvious.
Yeah. No heavy petting in the classroom, boys and girls.
Sachi's tentative questioning gaze suggests her own understanding of the matter is still incomplete. But from our interactions to date, I'm well aware that this girl never tells a lie. Which would mean these are unquestionably of true feelings. Do you feel the same way when someone else compliments you?
それもよくわかりません。この学園に転校してきた当初は天音さんやみちる様から褒められることもあったのですが、最近はそういう機会も減ってきているので。
Whoops. Did I just spill a bit? Oh no, it was literally just about to spill, like maybe a millimeter from spilling, but it did not actually spill. That was fucking close. Well, I guess I understand that. After a while, your actions do tend to inspire concern more than gratitude.
そうでしょうか。
Yeah.
その境目が難しいです。
With those words, Sachi closes her eyes and sinks into thought. Well, the request itself isn't unreasonable, and it wouldn't be particularly unpleasant for me, but... the obvious.
Yes.
Like, this one's kind of obvious. Here's the thing. I could argue that this one could also be for Sachi. Because, like, you know what? Ask for a different penalty. Because, like, you don't need to get me to, like, lose a bet in order for me to praise you. I can praise you all you want without that. You know? Like, I can see shit like that happening. So, so you could argue ask for an alternate penalty could also be the route choice, but it isn't. It's actually just called extreme typos. Anyways, praise. Bad brain, bad brain, bad brain.
What were you thinking?
For some reason, my brain just like immediately formed the thought, praise her until she comes her brains out. Oh boy. Right,
Why
fine.
Rule 34? Why?
Wouldn't surprise me if there actually is just fucking fan art of Sachi being petted on the head and below it's just fucking gushing.
Niagara Falls, yeah. Somebody's gonna go and do that now.
Nah. I'm not big enough for that, for me, my things I say to fucking result in anything. Alright, fine. I don't have any problems with praising you if that's what you want.
本当ですか？
Yeah. Defeating me in a match is worthy of recognition, and it's only natural to praise someone when they deserve it. I think someone might have told me the exact same thing a long time ago. What's wrong? Did I say something strange?
いえ、何でもありません。ありがとうございます。
Such a response to my question with unusual haste, that bows deeply for a moment as if to collect yourself. So, as for the details, what kind of praising are you looking for specifically?
それは風見さんにお任せします。100% 風見スタイルで大丈夫です。
Sounds quite a vague request. That said, it wouldn't be fair to break my promise after the fact, even in something as inconsequential as this. I draw close to Sachi and reach out my hand towards her head.
明かりを消してもらってもいいでしょうか。
What?
改まられると緊張してしまうので、できれば部屋を暗くしていただきたいのですが。
He's about to praise you. You're not about to have sex. Yet.
Yeah. Only a matter of time.
Normally, Sachi can strip off her clothes in public without a hint of embarrassment, but the moment a very pink blush has spread across her face. Just for future reference, that sort of line should only be used when you're getting in bed with someone. I gently shoot down Sachi's feeble entreaty and place my hand on top of her head. Beat me fair and square. Pretty amazing work, Sachi. Very wholesome screenshot. CG, not a screenshot yet. That's for after the part in the gallery.
Although her hands look a bit weird.
Yeah, her hands do look a bit weird. Like, I can see the vision, but like the shading isn't completely right. Like, there's also no point where like the joints
The knuckle is, yeah.
Like, you get no. You can see the knuckles. The knuckles
Oh, the
are
knuckle
right
there,
here.
yeah.
Like, you don't see the two joints that are supposed to be part of the finger. Like, maybe you can see one of them, like here, slightly here, and a bit here. But that's about it.
Plus to look a bit sausagey.
But this has to be the first time I've touched Sachi's head. Yet the feeling of her hair under my hand is oddly pleasant. There's even something vaguely nostalgic about the sensation. Very nicely done. Sachi went stiff as a board at first, but soon closed her eyes in apparent pleasure. As her body relaxes underneath my hand, I begin to slowly pet her head. Right, left, right. Every time my hand moves, slight bits of gibberish dribble from Sachi's mouth. It's kind of amusing to watch.
脳みそが揺さぶられています。
Not really doing it that forcefully. Sachi sways back and forth helplessly in time with the gentle movements of my hand. This is another first for us. But for some reason, the motion comes naturally to me.
ありがとうございます。もう大丈夫です。
Right. Snapping out of it at the sound of Sachi's voice, I quickly draw back my hand. The thing ended up going at her head for a relatively long period of time without even realizing it. And for some reason, she is currently staring intensely at my hand. So how was it? Did the pit of your stomach get warm again?
はい。風見さんの手からはマイナスイオンのようなものが出ているんでしょうか。不思議です。
No more than normal static electricity.
In typical Sachi style, the girl asks this question with a perfectly straight face. If so, I'd have to see about setting out the technology to some manufacturer of home appliances. This is exactly the sort of feature that gullible housewives of the world would love to have in their toasters.
では、私はその技術を買った家電メーカーを買い取ります。
You have that kind of scratch lying around?
持っていませんよ。
Not surprising. Well, anyway, I guess this should do it for my penalty.
はい。風見さん、グッジョブです。
Sachi offers me an enthusiastic thumbs up.
それで、もしよければなのですが、これからも私のことを褒めていただけると嬉しいです。
I suppose. Wasn't really planning to cut off your compliments in the first place. If you act in a way worthy of recognition again, I guess I'll probably praise you again.
あ りがとうございます。
I thought my response kind of brusque, if anything, but Sachi blushes the same shade of pink as before and offers me a bow of thanks. That said, if we have the duel again, I fully intend to win.
では、私も今から山ごもりの修行を始めます。
That's your prerogative, but don't forget to attend classes, alright?
そうでした。私、授業のことをすっかり忘れていました。
The thing about Sachi is, you know, this isn't a joke, she genuinely did forget. In any case, I've learned something from the time I spent with this honest girl today. The act of praising someone is the same as petting their head. I've been making a habit of rustling Makina's hair around lately, but somehow this felt different. Exactly what that feeling was remains unclear to me, but whatever it was, for some reason I enjoyed it. I guess Makina's games aren't all bad. Somehow, those had become my honest thoughts on the matter. No, I can 100% imagine Michu sucking on goats.
That
You know, it's just-
was a sentence
You know,
that
just
I
a-
was not expected to hear
You know,
after
just-
hearing Michiru.
You know, just attached to like one of their horns, just like fucking sucking on it as if it's a fucking popsicle or something. As the second recess period of the day begins, a highly suspicious ritual unfolds before my eyes. Esakaki, our classmate, seems to be using her twin sails as antennas in an attempt to intercept human brainwaves.
いつものことでしょ。
Well, maybe not, but that strikes me as a problem in its own right.
いでよ、大魔人サチ。
パパラパ、お呼びでしょうか、みちる様。
Didn't know that she became a rapper.
Oh dear.
Completely indifferent to our whispers, Michiru finishes chanting her incantation. A powerful djinn promptly answers the call.
ああ、それってランプのせいだっけ？そうよ。ただサチに用事を頼むだけでもバリエーションは出してかないとと思ってね。その必要あるか？あるわよ。昨日だって今のやりとりを成功させるために2時間もリハーサルをやったんだから。
そのほとんどは参考にしようとした某アニメ DVD にみちる様が見入られてしまったからなのですけど。
ああ、そう。で、サチ、あんた化粧水とかも常備してたりする？
はい、それなら確か以前あまねさんに化粧を教えてもらった時。
Oh, that old chestnut.
Just, you know, keep it away from Akina.
Yeah. We don't want more Madama butterflies.
As soon as she understands Michiru's request, Sachi trots off to her oversized locker storage in the back of the classroom.
お待たせしました。これですよね。
そうそう、ありがとう。ってそうだ。ついでにパフも持ってない？パフパフするやつ。
We're not in a fucking Dragon Quest game. Do you know that, like, in almost every Dragon Quest game, there's one quest where you're, quote-unquote quest, where you can get Puff Puff, quote-unquote. The insinuation is obviously, like, hire a woman, just, like, have you sit blindfolded while you just, like, rubs her tits to both sides of your heads. But in all cases, like, it starts with a black screen, and then you just see your character sit there while the woman just rubs two slimes to the side of your head.
Who knows, that may well be really happening.
Exactly.
持っているといえば持っているのですが、みちる様にご満足いただけるかどうかは。
Like, Michiru imagines a slime. Fucking Sachi pulls out a liquid metal slime. Oh. Do you understand the importance of this?
Liquid metal slime.
Yes.
Um,
AKA the monster in Dragon Quest games that gives the most amount of experience.
oh,
It also
That'll be-
will only take like 1 damage from almost all attack and has like 12 HP in most games, I think, and will run away the first chance it gets.
oh.
It will, however, take more damage from criticals. So
Mhm.
the correct way of farming is just crit stacking.
Yeah, crit striking constantly.
Or use
To
an
be honest with
ability
you-
that has a chance to either miss or insta-kill.
To be honest with you, when it came to metal slime, I was honestly thinking of either molten iron or the waste product that they all love to refer to as slag. Don't beat that round somebody's head.
But what if I want to beat someone around the head with that? Specifically Michiru.
With molten metal. Well, you'll get no shortage of people in this game to do that with.
Yeah. Like the Redditor.
Yeah, oh yeah.
うんほうほうこれはつつましくも確かな柔らかさが
Oh, she actually did the thing. She actually did the thing.
Uh-huh.
私が言ってるのはパフパフじゃなくてパフよコットンパ
そちらの方でしたか。同音異義語は難しいです。
フいやいやあんたがややこしくしてるだけだってば
Somebody asks Sachi for a favor, leading to a subtle but bizarre misinterpretation. In the end, somebody heaves an exasperated sigh. This, too, is hardly anything out of the ordinary. I've seen something of the sort so many times since coming to the school that it's practically part of the scenery by now. But when you stop and think about it,
おん何黄昏れてやがる坊主
I'm not brooding. Also, I'm not your son.
でも背中が泣いているように見えたのよ
I suppose you could compare heavy sweat soaking to the back of your shirt to crying, but I'm not currently personally.
話が脱線しかけてるけど今さっちゃんのこと目で追ってたわよね
Get your tits off me, woman. I don't mind you butting into the conversation, but do me a favor and keep your tits to yourself.
ち考え事してる時でもダメか
If you want to take me by surprise, you're gonna need more dramatic measures. I'd recommend knocking you unconscious, maybe sleeping pills or something of the sort.
その手があったか
Don't put ideas in her head. She will do it.
Probably. Of course, if she actually tried mixing the drugs into my food, I'm confident I'd notice 8 times out of 10.
でもさなんでさっちゃんのこと見てたの
Just thinking about how familiar that routine of hers is by now.
そう言われるとちょっと耳が痛いかな
Why's that?
なんていうかな私たちってさっちゃんの真面目さに甘えすぎちゃってるところがあるからそれを傍から見たらひどいことしてるように見えちゃうこともあると思うんだよねでもユージにも分かっててほしいのは私たちにそういう意図は全くないってこと私が遊び相手にサッチンを選ぶのもそうだけどチルチルだってサッチンとはマブダチなのよさ
So you're saying that faithful servant routine's an expression of friendship or something?
お兄ちゃんなら見ればわかると思うのだけどサッチンは全然嫌がったりしていないのよ
I guess not. But the others Michu tends to request menial gopher style errands pretty frequently, but Sachi never shows any sign of irritation. On the contrary, she often overflows with gratitude, as if being given work offers her satisfaction in itself. But objectively speaking, a charitable attitude that extreme has to be considered downright abnormal. Pretty interesting girl in that sense.
ちょっとまさかユージさっちゃんのこと
See where you're going with this, but that's not what I meant.
そっか
But still, Sachi, eh?
お呼びでしょうか、風見さん。
Impressive job picking up on my muttering, but no, I did not.
そうですか。
Sorry about that.
いえ、年頃の男性が 性的に興味のある異性の名をつぶやいてしまうのはよくあることだと聞いています。
Don't lump me together with pure-hearted youths who find joy in a crumpled old porn mag discovered under the boardwalk.
はい、風見さんがそうおっしゃるならそうします。
Right then. This is strange as well. When I offer a retort to some weird statement of Sachi's, she fully accepted my rebuke, basically overriding her previous opinion. True, she often mumbles something like, "Is that so?" first, but that's some more of a rhetorical question or a request for clarification, not an attempt to argue. Roughly speaking, Sachi's responses to our orders run along a fixed course from confirmation to consent and finally implementation.
でもサチって前よりちょっと変になったわよね。ああ、やっぱりみちるもそう思う？だってね、前からトンチンカンなところはあったけど、下着姿で投稿してくることなんてなかったし。
So what brought on the change?
はあ？あんた何言ってるのよ。そんなの一つしかないじゃない。
Why, yes, it must be the geopolitical situation in Africa.
Yeah, that unfortunate business in South Sudan. Actually, to be honest with you, yeah, that's a genuine problem, isn't it?
そうね。
Indeed, Sudan generally.
The two nod to each other.
Spare a thought.
Four narrowed eyes focus on my face.
うん。
Well,
Six.
kind of concerned somebody has begun to stare contemptuously in my direction without even lifting her chin from her hands. I guess it's actually sex. Sorry, but passionate gazes aren't going to get you what you want. Try flowers and a box of chocolate.
それがよりにもよってこんなのでしょ。さすがに今の返しは言いたかったかな。
In short, they want to say it is my fault. Then again, I am the first male student in the school. In that sense, I'm acting as a foreign element added to a relatively stable mixture. And considering the instability of the people in the school, oh boy. Like adding a burning match to uranium. Since Sachi has been forced to adjust to living in a dorm with me, I guess some changes in her behavior and attitude wouldn't be surprising. Well, I won't deny my role in this.
お兄ちゃんにしてはなかなか殊勝な発言なのよ。
Newcomers have to keep their heads down after all.
何を今さら。
I feel like I heard a cranky spirit grabbing about something in the corner of the classroom, but I'm gonna say I was just hearing things. Precisely because I'm a newcomer, there's a specific aspect to our class representative's behavior I'm beginning to wonder about. I have to say though, I've been here a couple of months now and I haven't seen Sachi refuse a request even once.
Oh.
The instant I put my observation to words, Aman's eyes open wide in shock. To her phrase, it seems like Sachi's dictionary doesn't include the words impossible. Didn't mean anything else by it.
あ、ごめん。ユージの言ってることは分かってたんだけど、改めて考えてみると、さっちゃんが頼み事を断ったことってあったかなと思って。
What? You haven't seen it happen either, Amane?
うん、多分そうだと思うけど。ねえ、マキナ、あんたはさっちゃんが何かを断ってるとこ見たことある？
お？サッチンが断ってるとこ？それは見たことないけど。じゃあチルチルはサッチンがお願いを断ったとこ見たことある？
え？そんなの普通に考えたらあるに決まってない。
Even Michiru, who seems to have provided the largest volume of requests by a significant margin.
じゃあユミコはあんた最初からこの学園にいたんだからさすがに1回くらいは見たことあるでしょ。小峰さんがここに来たのはあなたより後なんだから期間的な条件は同じでしょ。ってことは見たことないわ。
In other words, despite living in close proximity to her for more than half a year, none of you have ever seen Sachi say no to someone.
ちょっと待って、それが本当だったらすごいことじゃない？
Not amazing! Problematic!
すげえよ、サッチン何者だよ。
Micah's reaction is actually pretty understandable. Even if by some chance everyone's forgotten on an occasion or two when Sachi did say no, this strong consensus must mean she's gone along with their requests an overwhelming majority of the time. Usually you'd only expect that kind of self-sacrifice from the Holy Mother Reincarnate. What a well-trained soldier.
もしかして私に関するお話をされているのでしょうか。
Well, calling it a discussion might be a bit of an overstatement, but...
要約すると、サッチンは誰とでもする便利な女ってことなのよさ。
全然違う。
I mean, it does also boil down to that when you really think about it.
そんなに力強くされたら耳から脳汁が流れ出ちゃうのよさ。
ほらほら、ビビリのユミコが怖がるからそういう例え禁止。
うえー。
Okay, moving on. I've got one question I want to ask you, Sachi.
何でしょうか。
Can you remember refusing any requests since you came to the school? Even one?
そうですね。
お、唐突に電源オフ？
すみません。今自分の記憶を検索していたのですが、私の覚えている限りではないと思います。
ってことは本当に今まで一度も。
私たちのお願いを断ったことがないってこと？感動した！今までありがとう、サチ！
ほんと。
さすがクラスの委員長さんなのよさ。
Michi and the others abruptly swarm around Sachi, surprised and enthusiastic to discover such an impressive feat so close at hand. They resemble nothing more than an eccentric soccer team, mobbing a defender for scoring the come-from-behind goal in extra time. On the other hand, the hero in question doesn't quite seem to understand why she's getting the star treatment all of a sudden. You can practically see the question marks floating above her head. A bit late in the game, but it seems they've finally taken notice of your meritorious service, Sachi.
功績ですか？
そうそう、サチって実はできる子だったんだなって。ある意味、そこら辺にいるメイドさんよりメイドさんっていうのかな。
そうでしょうか。
だってほら、この前だってジャケットがこんなのって言っただけで私が欲しかった CD 手に入れてくれたし。
あの時はインターネット上でいろんな質問ができるサイトに投稿したら、親切な人が商品名と売っている場所を教えてくれたんです。
ヤフーの知恵袋。
The Yahoo bag of wisdom.
私が本物の地域限定コシヒカリってどんな味なんだろうってつぶやいた時も、次の日持ってきてくれたわよね。まだパッケージ前の状態で。
はい、上越新幹線で片道1時間45分。現地農家の小林さんから直接譲っていただきました。
Does he keep dragons?
Okay.
The jokes write themselves. It took an hour and 45 minutes to get out there. We're probably talking about a Chuetsu rice growing region. Girl must have been wandering around way out in the sticks.
ゾンビがうじゃうじゃって出てくるゲームの海外限定版はどうやって手に入れてくれたのよ？
それは eDay っていう海外のオークションで未開封の商品を見つけたんだよ。
そんなことまでやっていたなんて。
と言っても私自身が何か特別なことをしてるわけじゃないですし。
Apparently Sachi's finally caught on to the fact that she's being praised as her cheeks have grown slightly red. She did mention that Amane and Michu haven't been complimenting her as much as they used to, but a sudden barrage of appreciation might be fairly enjoyable. Nothing particularly special, huh? True, our community is a small scale, relatively isolated from the outside world, but she's offered her help to everyone here, quite literally without fail. That alone would be pretty remarkable by almost any standard, but Sachi seems to be completely oblivious to this fact. Of course, when you hear never once, I think it's only human nature to feel a little interest in seeing the streak broken. I guess it might go without saying, but the laundry facilities in our dormitory are pretty high class. The machines are state-of-the-art combination washer dryers. As long as you can handle pushing a button, the rest is pretty much automatic. My attitude towards housework has always been indifferent at best, but these things still make my life noticeably easier. For example, I'm currently hiding in the 3rd floor, secure in the knowledge I can get my laundry more or less taken care of in the time it takes my rice to cook.
回る回る地球と一緒にドラムが回るそいつを見てたら目も回るいいヤッヒー
Hold on, I think of something else when I hear this. Is it in here? Don't see it. No, it's not on the Discord GIF thing. I'm thinking of the fucking Unbreakable Machine doll ending with all the spinning that's happening in that one. Hold on, maybe fucking Google got it. Google Images. Unbreakable Machine doll. Beyond. I specifically wish for a GIF. Thank you very much. It's not from the ending. I mean, that's technically the ending, but it's not the thing I'm looking for. It's also technically from the ending, but not the thing I'm looking for. That is also technically from the ending, but not the thing I'm looking for. So clearly no GIFs exist of this, so let me just grab the fucking video. Hold on, immediate pause. Immediately pause. Let me just look for the timestamp. No, not yet. Also not here. Oh, there we go. Roughly at this timestamp. Let me just share this with the timestamp in the chat. Behold.
Okay.
They sure do be spinning.
Didn't think that Sachi would watch something like that.
I can see it.
Obviously, I don't know enough about her.
I actually kind of enjoyed the show to at least a degree, but it only got one season and then got axed. Probably got on my way to read the manga. Actually, did I ever start that one? I don't remember. It's been too fucking long. It's been too fucking long since I watched the anime, so who knows? Maybe it was trash, and I just liked it because I was a fucking super teenager. Anyways. But when I reach the top of the stairs, I find Sachi in front of the machine singing a funky avant-garde tune to herself as the laundry tumbles around inside. If you've lost your way in life, I'll lend an ear to your troubles.
どちらかというと風見さんの言葉の意図を把握するのに困っているのですが。
Alright then, what was the song just now?
あれは作詞作曲イリス・マキナ、編曲周防あまねによる心の選択、乙女心は潜在いらずという歌です。
What do you mean they actually made a fucking song? I see, understood. I'll buy that. The only people I can picture coming up with a song like that are A. Drunken office workers lying around at a train station at 2:30 in the morning, and B. Irisu Makina.
ちなみに今日の洗濯物は下着が2枚とメイド服が2着です。
And you're telling me this, why?
老婆心ながら風見さんが知りたそうな顔をされていたので。
Appreciate the thought, but that was your mistake.
すみません、風見さんほどの人なら回転するドラムの中身を視認することも容易でしたよね。
I mean, to be fair, he probably can. Man needs very good dynamic vision. Sachi, my friend, genuinely curious just what kind of skills do you think I've been developing? The other way around this time. What's going on? Oops. Spilled a wee bit, but who cares? You literally just a drop that spilled. Okay, let's change the subject. Since you're up here watching your laundry, I guess you already ate dinner.
はい、あとはお洗濯とお風呂に入って一日もおしまいというところです。
How about you end your day in my bed? There we fucking go. Jesus Christ, Jesus, it isn't even on screen. I can hear the disappointed silence on your end.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
It feels like you betrayed Cheezer.
Listen, my brain works in mysterious ways, and it does not hold back. I see a wholesome rhythm of life you've got there, very much the model student. Something tells me she just stripped.
ちなみに風見さんはもう食べられたんですか？
No, not yet.
聞
Why?
くところによると夕食はなるべく21時前にとった方がいいらしいですよ。
Apparently it's hard to gain weight that way, yes.
すでにご存知だったんですね。さすが風見さんです。
More importantly, Sachi.
はい、なんでしょう。
Can I go ahead and smack you at this point?
強引なのは嫌いじゃないのですが、私としてはちゃんと手順を踏んでほしいと言いますか。
You can never be a masochist. Once again, I find myself wondering whether you're even a human
不
being.
思議です。なぜでしょうか。
Take a look at yourself and think about it. Specifically what you're wearing.
下着姿です。
Yes, yes, you are. Tell me, are you the type who finds sexual excitement in exposing yourself in front of other
い
people?
え、違います。
Then why did you take off your clothes?
それはこれからお風呂に入ろうと思ったからです。
I see. This room's next to the grand bath, so you're trying to make efficient use of the time spent waiting for your
ご
laundry.
明察です。
That said, efficiency isn't really enough of a reason to justify this personal strip show. But should I even bother trying to explain that to her?
風見さんも入りますか？
You know what, your flashing enthusiasts club?
いえ、そちらではなくお風呂の方のお話です。
Well, I believe I've just received an unambiguous invitation to take a bath with a classmate of the opposite gender. But as I understand it, for men and women beyond the age of puberty, such an act requires either a financial transaction or a certain degree of pre-existing intimacy. Sachi and I are merely classmates. We're not in a relationship and we're not blood-related siblings. I want to think it's natural for me to feel a little dubious here.
風見さんさえ良ければなので。
Let's say, I don't find the idea particularly objectionable, but I'll pass this
そう
time.
ですか。
For one thing, I'm currently in the middle of making
す
dinner.
ごいです。風見さんはすでに時間の有効活用を考えていたんですね。
Well, yes, more or less. For another thing, I have a feeling it'd be difficult to make up an excuse if one of the others walked in on us.
では、それはまた別の機会にということで。
Yeah. Sounds about right. Enjoy the bath.
はい。風見さんも私の入浴姿を置かずにご飯を食べる作業を頑張ってください。
Why?
Maybe a smack upside the head would have been best after all.
Yeah.
I was about to punch a hole into something. Looks like it's about time. Never make that noise ever again. Upon quickly double checking the clock on the wall, I leave my room. When I reach the third floor, I find the laundry room empty. Of course, since there's only 6 boarders in this dormitory, that's hardly unusual in itself, but as I bend forward to retrieve my dried laundry, I notice something slightly odd about this picture. Sachi left her laundry in the machine. These machines take approximately 70 minutes to wash and dry a load of clothing. When Sachi headed off to take her bath, the display on her machine read somewhere around 15 minutes. In other words, it's been sitting here, ready for nearly an hour. My master once told me young women love their long-ass baths, but 70 minutes is a little much. And it's hard to believe Sachi would have returned without taking her laundry, especially since we're just talking about efficiency. Above all else, I don't think I've ever seen her leave her job so sloppily unfinished before. Something feels wrong about this. Even if Sachi really is just taking a long soak, it shouldn't be a problem if I call out to her through the door. When I make my way into the changing room, Sachi's slippers quickly catch my eye. Hard to picture her wandering off barefoot for no good reason, which would mean... Sachi, it's me, are you in there? Try calling out to her from near the door, but there's no response. Can't make out the sound of running water either, so it doesn't seem like she's in the middle of a shower. In that case, I think immediate action's called for. Sachi, if you're in here, respond. This time I shout Sachi's name loudly, but there's still nothing that sounds like a reply. What's that? When I give the room a careful survey, I notice a small head poking out of the water next to the far window. I know that's not possible because, you know, she's in a bath, she's naked, but I still like to imagine he just walks over to the bath, like fucking reaches into the water, pulls her out by the scruff of her neck, just carries her to the fucking changing room. Yeah. And she's mumbling quietly to herself, counting something. Puzzled, I approach Sachi along the edge of the bath a few meters away and finally notice that her eyes aren't open. Sachi! The instant I understand that Sachi's muttering deliriously, I reach into the warm water and pull her out of the bath. We get it. Her expression blank and vacant, Sachi continues to mumble a string of numbers. From the symptoms, it seems fairly clear that she fainted from overly long exposure to sauna-like temperature.
Numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
I make an emergency rest and recovery period in order. With that decided, I haul Sachi's naked body out of the bathroom. I don't know why I was about to say Machina. It just feels like something Machina would do. Yeah. Anyway, just stubbornly decide, I'm gonna count to 3,000 in the bathtub, and then she's just like, oh fuck. Then carefully carry her down the stairs to the 2nd floor. Excuse me coming in. In consideration to the room's owner, I give approximately half a second of advance notice before barging in. Not waiting for permission, I set Sachi down on the bed. Sorry, but there's no time to argue right now. Could you get me a bag of ice and a wash bowl sooner rather than later? quickly grasping the nature of the situation, Amane runs off to the bathroom without any further questions. Seems bringing Sachi to this room in particular was the right call. Oh hey! They had the they had the decency to censor this. Was it
Oh, don't
censored
worry.
in
The original was censored as well.
Oh, okay. Lower her legs though. Like I know she has a heat stroke, so she should have her legs, her feet slightly, her legs slightly raised. But that includes her feet. You're supposed to like put her legs on something, not make her weirdly squished up like that. About 15 minutes after I brought her to Aman's room, Sachi's breathing settled into the soft, regular rhythm of sleep.
状況はなんとなく理解したけど、一応何があったか説明してくれる？
Long story short, Sachi fainted in the grand bath and I found her
それ
there.
で私の部屋に連れてきたと。
Yeah, I figured you'd be the most reliable by far in this sort of situation.
そういうことしれっと言われちゃうと怒れなくなっちゃうんだよね。
サチ、シモナー、戻ってこーい。
マキナ、病人がいるんだから静かに。
Apparently even Makina can realize that it's not an appropriate time for the usual song and dance. She accepts Amana's warning and quietly plops herself down at Sachi's bedside.
サチが侵されているスキルスはステージいくつ？
She doesn't have cancer. She's just gotten lightheaded from staying in the bath for too long.
それなら一安心なのよ。
でも今までこんなことなかったのにどうして急に？
She seemed to be counting something in there. I'd expected someone put a strange idea in her head. Probably Michiru or...
もしかしてマキナ、さっちゃんに何か言った？でも今、ギクって自分で言ってたわよね。
実は今日のお昼休みに私たちはお風呂に入っても1万数えられる女になろうねって話をしたばかりで。
As the circumstance comes to line, Domino heaves a heavy sigh. It's pretty clear that Sachi took Makina's hyperbole 100% literally and interpreted it as
It's
a
pronounced
mandatory...
hyperbole, but okay.
Do you want me to break your kneecaps now or later?
Eventually.
Eventually. And interpreted as a mandatory new part of her bathing routine.
てか、どうしてそんな話になったのさ？
昨日のテレビで今の子供はお風呂の中で100も数えられないご来症のない子供が増えていますって言ってたから、大きくなって社会に出た時、これだからゆとり世代はって上司が灰皿にタバコを押し付けるところは見たくなかったのよさ。
その心意気は悪くないけど、さっちゃんの性格は知ってるでしょ？
ごめんなさいなのよ。
Then she's actually offered a halfway sincere sounding apology for once. Makina seems to be feeling something surprisingly close to genuine remorse. A rare sight indeed. At some point during the exchange, Sachi opened her eyes ever so slightly.
2414
In the next instant, she picks up the count exactly where she left off, like some sort of human time
ほら、
bomb.
マキナ、今のうちにリセット。
聞くのよサッチ。お風呂に入るときは必ず1万数えなくてもいいのよさ。
そうなの。
っていうか、お風呂くらい自分の好きなタイミングで出入りしていいんだからね。
わかりました。
As soon as the words are out of her mouth, Sachi's eyes fall shut and her body goes totally limp.
これでひとまずは大丈夫そうね。
So I think it's gonna be enough to keep this from happening again.
絶対とは言い切れないけど、私たちは今までこうやって乗り切ってきたから。
In that case, shouldn't you have done something about the way she dresses Michiru?
あれだけは特別。どんなにミチルが取り消しって言っても、サッチャはガンとして譲ろうとしないし。
あれはチルチルが悪いのよ。 自分で未来永劫とか絶対って念を押しちゃったから。
I see, so she made an over-aggressive attempt at impressing Sachi with her character right off the bat, and it backfired spectacularly.
マミー鳥がマミーになったのよさ。
まあ真面目なのはさっちゃんのいいところだけど、もう少し融通が効いてくれるとありがたいかな。
I actually do have chips here as well. I did get some goat cheese camembert as well. However, I was too full after my steak sandwich, so
So you should be.
yeah, like 2 whole fucking steaks and a goddamn baguette type thing. That was a lot. I couldn't even finish the entire thing.
サッチンはこれでいいのよ。真面目でドジっ子ってところが可愛いんだから。
Somehow a diligent personality doesn't feel quite sufficient as an explanation for all this.
それじゃあマキナ、私たちは今のうちに新しい氷を作っておこっか。
了解なのよさ。
Incidentally, the ice I'm using for this glass is not ice, it's metal cubes.
Which I suppose you can cool down.
Yes, I did take them freshly out of the freezer before we started here. Energetic's always marking the paddles off the kitchen ahead of
ち
Amane.
なみに一度沸騰させたお湯をそのまま使った方が早く氷になることもあるらしいのよ。
ああ、それって無ペンバなんとかって言うんでしょ確か。
Well then, Sachi's. I turned back to the bed to find the maid in question as regained
目
consciousness.
の前に風見さんがいます。
Yeah, I'm Kazumi Yuji, but more importantly, are you Komini Sachi?
はい、私は小峰幸です。
Seems that she's recovered enough of her wits to offer coherent
そ
responses.
れで私はどうしてここに？
You lost consciousness in the Grand Bath. I found you there and brought you to Dominus' room for treatment.
そうだったんですか。ご迷惑をおかけしてしまってすみませんでした。
Well, it wasn't much of an inconvenience, really. Wouldn't even qualify as trouble in my
そ
book.
うですか。
My attempt at downplaying the incident seems to have been appropriate, as Sachi smiles in evident relief.
私また風見さんの前で気を失ってしまったんですね。
Yeah, so it seems. Answers Sachi's statement with an artificial attempt at a reassuring smile. Since I'm talking to a dazed individual, I decide to play along, but I don't remember this ever happening before. I'm not sure where the again is coming from. She must still be pretty out of it, I guess.
目が覚めたサッチン。
マキちゃんにも迷惑をかけたみたいでごめんね。
悪いのは変なことを言った私なのよ。だからサッチンは何も悪くないのよさ。
Sachi's expression grows thoughtful. Seems to be thinking back on the incident and attempting to analyze her behavior. Don't try to think too hard right now. Mark is admitting she's to blame, so let's leave it at that.
はい、わかりました。
それで具合はどうなのよ。
ちょっと頭がぼーっとするくらいだから大丈夫。
じゃあ早く元気になって私のお尻をペンペンしてくれるのを待ってるのよ。
わかった。
Sachi answers Markina with a gentle smile. By the end of the conversation, I can see fine beads of sweat running down her face. Okay, that's enough talk for now. Take it easy for a while. That short response, Sachi closed her eyes to sleep once more. Hey there, Makina. Sorry, but can you watch over Sachi for the rest of the day?
もちろんなのよ。お医者さんが主役の本ならたくさん読んでるし、ポリープの切除からバイパス手術までお手の物なのよさ。
Oh, very reassuring.
それに私もついてるしね。
So it kind of feels like I'm pushing all the hassle onto you.
別にいいって。さすがに男の子が女の子につきっきりってわけにもいかないしさ。
You're quick on the uptick. I like that about you.
その代わり、今度は私がユージに一日面倒を見てもらうってこともあるかもしれないしね。
Has this woman already forgotten the words she literally just said? Or has she simply decided the rules don't apply to her? I'll see what I can do about that.
へっへっへ。
Smirking in a way more befitting a dirty old man than a young woman, Ominous saunters back to the kitchen. All well and good that I got my classmate there at a little crisis unscathed, but that achievement seems to have come at a considerable price. It's pretty common to hear something or other described as the microcosm of society. And in particular, school is a highly popular choice. It's practically a cliche that you can judge the health of a country by the condition of its classrooms. Declining academic performance, drug abuse, and all the way up to violent juvenile crime. You can interpret pretty much any schoolyard problem as a reflection of societal decay, if you want to. But even as someone who tends to look on such arguments with skepticism, it's clear to me that the malign influence of our national slide into depravity has begun to rear its ugly head in this isolated academy of ours.
Pshi.
She took the spanking part seriously, of course she did.
Sora, もっといい声で泣いてみせろ。
Oh lord.
そんなに冷めたテンションでぶたれちゃうとマキナいけない子になっちゃうのよさ。
First thing in the morning, a completely random spanking show is unfolding before my eyes. One can only grieve for the future of our nation. Curious to see how the others are reacting to this shameful display. I look around the classroom to find...
Backing away.
Yeah, I also wouldn't want to be in the scene. Grimacing observer, her face all but saying, I thought those two were getting into some weird territory lately, but this is taking things to a whole new level of awkward. A casual observer, humming to herself as she prepares for class, who glances over briefly with an expression that reads, so that's today's game. And finally an observer who feigns total disinterest even as she peeps into the book in front of her to take in every moment of the show. Past the book in front of her. In order to take in every moment of the show. An intriguing, colorful range of variation. Perhaps one could interpret this as a necessary stimulation of a stagnant group dynamic.
んなわけないでしょうが。こんな気候を注意しない学校がどこにあるってのよ。
Well, it's currently going on in this school, so... Well!
ここにとかいうボケならいらないわよ。それが分かったらあんたはあれやめさせてきて。
Mellow varietal. Pushed forward by Michito, I reluctantly initiate an intervention with a pair of girls on the teacher's platform. Sachi, mind explaining this?
はい、これは私がマキちゃんのお尻をペンペンしているところです。
Yes, I can see it. I'm asking you why you felt the need to do so.
それはマキちゃんにお願いされたからです。
Am I gonna ask for this?
はい、昨日の夜、そうお願いされましたから。
Ah. Right, when Sachi came to her senses in Amina's room.
じゃあ早く元気になって私のお尻をペンペンしてくれるのを待ってるのよ。
わかった。
And Sachi's not really capable of recognizing that as a joke. I had an ominous premonition in the moment I heard that sentence, but you really did go through with it in public even.
はい、約束しましたから。
Maybe it felt that way to Sachi, but somehow I doubt Makina was taking it quite that seriously.
でもただお尻を叩かれるだけじゃつまんないから設定を作ってちょっとしたごっこ遊びにしたのよ。
A plot?
そう今のは同棲を始めて1年が経ったカップルがマンネリを感じて祖父とハマるっていう設定だったのよさ。
ソフト。
Some tells me that Yumiko just asked herself if this is soft, what's hard? And I assume that's gonna be what we teach her in her route.
I don't recall there being too many misadventures of such a type.
Pipe down, Peanut Gallery. If you're interested, look it up on the internet in your own time.
しないわよ。ね
A denial is unconvincing is a rare thing in its own right.
えねえ、さっきから昨日の夜とか約束って何かあったの？
It'd take a while to explain it in full, but I'm sure a wise young woman like yourself would already have a rough idea of what occurred, right?
ああ、そうね。そんなの私なんだから当然よ。扱いやす。
さすがみちる様です。
そう私ってすごい？
It really is amazing how fucking stupid you are, yeah.
はい、悪い意味で。
悪い意味で？ってそれ褒められてる私。
No.
すごいですから、良くも悪くも抜きん出ているという意味にはなると思います。
へえ、そっか。
Too easy.
まあ嘘は言ってないわよね。そうかしら。ふふ意識しなくてもにじみ出る知性、さすが
Gooey globs of genius.
Also, probably gonna finish the scene and then end the part.
確かにみちるのこういうとこってすごいのかも。そうかしら。
Well, to get back to the point, I can't say I approve of putting on an early morning spanking show in the classroom.
じゃあ夜に電気消してなら問題ないのよ。
Your choice of lighting isn't the problem here.
第一、学校で堂々とやるようなことじゃないでしょ。
Actually, depending on the scenario.
話がややこしくなるから、そういう解釈はなしの方向で。
Understood.
というわけで、今後はその遊び禁止。
理解はしたけど納得はしてない。恋する乙女のように複雑な心境なのよさ。
さっちゃんもお尻ペンペンはこれでおしまいにしてね。
はい、わかりました。
As Amanda drags Makina away by the scruff of her neck, Sachi heads obediently back to her seat, a satisfied expression on her face. Huh. Makina's clearly responsible for turning her spanking into some kind of public humiliation show, but I'm pretty sure Sachi was the one who brought up the topic in the first place. Dutifully remembering a favor that otherwise might well have been forgotten, she proactively carried it out with genuine enthusiasm. On the abstract level, Sachi sounds like a model class representative, but when you consider the specific details, it's hard to shake the feeling that some strange is lurking behind her behavior. Might be worth seeing what the higher-ups have to say about this. After polishing off my simple lunch of homemade rice balls, I head to the principal's office. Having a productive day? Did your wagashi cake compliment your tea?
今日は洋菓子の日よ。
Since she answered my valiant attempt at small talk with a smile, she seems to be reasonably receptive to my sudden visit.
それで用事は何？まさか嫌味を言いにここまで来たわけじゃないんでしょ？
Oh no, it came all the way here to whisper sweet nothings into your ear. Right, I've got a question for you as the principal of this academy, Chizuru.
何かしら？
I want to ask you something about our class representative, Committee Sachi, that is.
目的は分かったけれど、
小峰さんっていうのはちょっと意外ね。
What's that supposed to mean?
体はないわよ。ただの感想だから。
Alright then.
で、どうして急に小峰さんのことを？
We had a bit of an incident yesterday. Sachi stayed in a hot bath long enough to actually faint. That she actually fainted. And that was instigated by nothing more than an offhand comment from Makina about counting to 10,000 in the bath.
そう。
You don't seem particularly surprised. Is this sort of behavior a recent development, or have you seen someone like this before?
そうね。最終的には何ともなかったけど、ヒヤリとさせられたことなら何度かあるわね。一番びっくりしたのは、期末の大掃除の時にロープ一本で校舎の外壁を掃除し始めた時かしら。
Kinda think I remember someone telling me about that one. Nothing serious came of that?
そこは業者の人にやってもらうから大丈夫って叫んだら、すぐに校舎の中に戻ってくれたわよ。
That is some impressive strength in her arms. Or she can just do that. I see. Despite all the strange ideas she gets in her head, it does seem that Sachi consistently listens to reason. That's a silver lining, to be sure.
それで、私からそれを聞いたあなたはどうするつもりなの？
Silver lining of the scene is that I get to talk to her. I'm planning to sneak into your bed tonight. There we go. One after another.
Of course you would.
At the moment, I don't intend to do anything particular. After all, me flirting with her is kind of the norm. If anything, I suppose my short-term objective was just to confirm how much the principal of the school really knows about her pupils.
なるほどね。でも、その点については心配しなくてもいいと思うわよ。
My objective was to confirm just how much the principal of the school knows about her pupils, and I'm entirely ready to teach her some more about my skills in bed tonight.
Of course you come up with that.
I don't?
ええ。仕事で一度顔を合わせただけだった私があなたに連絡を取れたということがその証明にはならないかしら？
Sure enough. Somehow or another, the woman I'm speaking with has been entrusted with control of me and my academy as an organization. I guess it's only natural that she'd be thoroughly familiar with the quirks of the handful of students under her supervision.
これで私への疑いは晴れたかしら？
Yeah, I've once again realized that you're a fine woman.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいわね。
Smoothly switching across legs, Chizuru offers me a prototypical composed older woman's smile.
ただ、こうしてわざわざ聞きに来てくれたわけだし、あなたが小峰さんについて知りたいというなら、私が持っている範囲の情報を開示してもいいわよ。
No, that won't be necessary.
どうして？彼女のことをもっと知っていれば、今後の学生生活もやりやすくなるんじゃない？
Didn't I say I was gonna end the part after that scene? God fucking damn it, I got distracted by Chizuru.
Never mind. You'll have plenty of time to finish Sachi-Route tonight.
Fidget decider, wait, what? Probably true, but this isn't a job and I don't have any pressing need to know. And there aren't many people who go ask a teacher for information on a classmate, are there?
クラスメートね。
No, it still feels kind of awkward, but I'm making a conscious effort to talk about these things like a normal student. Try not to laugh.
そうね。ごめんなさい。でも、そうやって自分に言い聞かせていくのは悪いことじゃないと思うわよ。
I hope you're right. In between stretches of peace, I plunge into the extraordinary. In between periods where I devote my attention to my part-time job, I return to the ordinary. As that ratio has slowly shifted, I've developed a persistent nagging discomfort with myself. And there's a part of me that doesn't even want that to change. Part of me that's uneasy about getting too used to this.
もう一度言うけれど、 この学園の生徒となったあなたに私から望むことはありません。あなたの好きなように思うままに学生生活を満喫してもらえれば満足よ。
Oh, don't worry, I'll be sure to satisfy you plenty. There we go. If you actually mean that, you've got pretty eccentric taste in entertainment.
あなたも私くらいの年になればわかると思うけど、ある程度の地位とお金が手に入ると新しい息抜きを見つけるのも大変なのよ。
Me with money and status. Good joke.
Fake laugh, hiding real pain.
I checked my bank account like a couple of days ago. Actually, I think it was actually just yesterday. I checked my bank account yesterday. I've got like $400 in there. That's the money I have in order to fucking move house. Essentially.
I would be real careful.
Yeah, I am really careful. Like this month has been a very expensive one.
Yeah.
そこまで増えてはいないと思うわよ。
Judging from the steadily increasing quantity of knickknacks in his office, I guess I can't believe it. Even as she speaks, the principal stealthily palms a few desk toys and drops them into a drawer. This instinctive sneakiness might have something to do with how she clawed her way up the ladder. Alright, I think it's about time I headed back.
風見くんも休みの時間を有効に使ってね。
Oh, I'd love to spend my free time on you. I've already eaten lunch, if that's what you're worried about.
休み時間に限ったことじゃなくて、本当に自由な時間の話。
What's that supposed to mean?
私だけじゃなく、息抜きは誰にでも必要ってことよ。
Principal winks suggestively as she speaks.
Don't
Unfortunately,
tempt him.
I don't quite follow. What does the woman want me to do? She wants me to blow her back out. True enough, in that case, I'll cut some time trying to guess your age, Chizuru.
きっとあなたが思っているより若いわよ。私
Well, at the very least, you're younger than me. Don't feel too bad, Chizuru.
I actually am curious how old she is. Does
I
the
think
D&D have-
she's late 20s. It's 28 or 29.
I have a chance!
I very much do.
Grisaia, she's D&D. Actually, did you already notice me talking about the whole discussion I had with my mother last Friday?
Which one was that?
Essentially, I was talking with my mother and on our drive home from like this fucking family barbecue, and we were talking about how like somehow the conversation went from me moving out to the age when my brother moved out, and to him being single now, to me being single now, and that somehow ended with my mother being like, you know what, considering what you like, I 100% can imagine you eventually just really drawing in like the older women towards you. And it was like, okay, sure. Would kind of be like, I've had a girlfriend that was like 4 years older than me before, and it would fit the whole teacher character obsession, like would fit in with that joke. But then my mother just like fucking let out the line of like, well, if that happens, make sure she's a doctor or a lawyer, because if you catch if you catch a woman like that, you'll never have to work a day in your life. And I just sit there having to process the fact that my mother just openly told me to get a sugar mama.
Way to
So
go, Mama.
yeah. Also, the V&DB page does not show ages for her. However, it does show her birthday, which is the 20th of May, literally 3 days before mine. Oh yeah, I forgot that there's a fucking magical girls like spin-off about Michiru for this.
Yeah, the magical girl, idol girl, yeah.
Still mildly cursed. Yeah, idol magical girl, Chiru Michiru.
Yeah.
This has the same
So
energy. This
dumb,
has the
doesn't it?
same energy as like the fucking secret conversations in Magico S and A titles with fucking oh god, what was her name? The fucking premium bitch. Where it's just like she's just a magical girl. Where it's like you get like an entire sub-story you can experience with that if you just spam the tutorial enough. Never did myself. Blood Kitten did. Anyways. Attract any previous compliments I have given you. And we're ending the party.
状況セーブ
Hope you guys enjoyed. Stress free. That's not my life. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye bye.